Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well, we don't call it Trump derangement syndrome for no frickin' reason. I know Gavin Newsom's been going on trying to co-opt the term, claiming people have California derangement syndrome or Gavin derangement syndrome, but I really don't think that's a real phenomenon. And I guess the basis of my argument is, well, you don't see people doing absolutely insane, crazy stuff like this. Holy frickin' moly, Trump derangement syndrome has gone completely off the rails. The Trump administration recently issued a pretty common sense health warning. It's nothing crazy, by the way. You'll see people suggesting that the Trump administration is banning Tylenol. But no, it's a simple health warning that there could be a link between Tylenol usage during pregnancy and increased risk of autism. And now, of course, these Trump deranged leftoids, instead of listening, the left decides to risk their own lives by spiting Trump. We're now seeing a viral phenomenon, even viral videos being posted online, of left-wing women chugging Tylenol as some kind of resistance stunt, and it seems it's already leading to tragedy. We got a report here from the Gateway Pundit that suggests one of the women is now stuck in the ICU after suffering a severe Tylenol overdose. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so let's first start off with the viral videos. I don't know what the heck is wrong with these people. I mean, could you imagine doing something like this, especially trying to make a political stunt while you're pregnant? I can't even fathom it. My wife was just pregnant, and we were apprehensive to put so many things into her system, including Tylenol. She didn't take a single Tylenol throughout her entire pregnancy, and we didn't even have this information prior. We just didn't really want to put chemicals or outside substances into her body during pregnancy. We tried to be as risk-averse as possible. But these chicks, they've completely lost the frickin' plot. Obviously, this is what happens when politics becomes your religion, your entire self-identity. And now it seems to have ended in tragedy, as the Gateway Pundit here. They're telling us that a pregnant liberal woman reportedly overdosed on Tylenol in one of these stunts and is currently in the ICU on a ventilator fighting for her life. I've also seen some unconfirmed reports that apparently nurses are reporting an uptick in Tylenol overdoses in hospitals. It's hard to verify that for sure, but even the possibility shows how reckless this hysteria is. And even beyond the most extreme cases, the fact that these pregnant women are taking Tylenols after the government specifically said it's not a good idea or there might be a risk involved, it just goes to show how the meme becomes reality. I posted this meme on X and people got a kick out of it, but considering what I'm seeing, it's almost believable. If Donald Trump issued a warning saying, hey, don't drink your own piss, I feel like people all over social media, all over Blue Sky and TikTok would be drinking their piss on camera the next day. Oh, and speaking of memes, I just want an excuse to highlight this one as well. Oh, poor little hairy sissy. I guess we finally know the cause now, don't we? But yeah, going back to the whole Tylenol thing, it's clearly so ridiculous, and what makes it so insane, this entire premise of this resistance stunt is that Donald Trump is supposedly fear-mongering. Oh, you can't trust Donald Trump. They must just be inventing it, or it's just another one of those crazy Trump moments. The baseline assumption from the left seems to be that Donald Trump is lying, or that this warning comes directly from President Trump himself. But no, of course not. His administration is merely the messenger. And what's really wild is that he's not even the first person to say this. In fact, Tylenol, the brand itself, has been issuing similar warnings for years. In 2017, the official Tylenol account tweeted, "We actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking the time to voice your concerns today." In 2019, they also followed up by saying, "Congrats on your upcoming edition, so exciting." This is, I'm assuming, in response to somebody who announced their pregnancy. "It'd be great to touch base real quick since we haven't tested Tylenol to be used during pregnancy and see what coupons we have for baby." Call us when you can at yada yada yada. And so no, obviously this isn't coming from Donald Trump himself. It's not a MAGA conspiracy theory either. Tylenol themselves have said, they've stated multiple times that they haven't tested for pregnancy safety. And then, of course, we need some more context here. The real science, let's say, which you think the left would be interested in, considering how they virtue signal constantly about being the party of science, oh, the party of science. Well, again, this health warning isn't coming from Donald Trump personally, but rather it's coming from the science. We've got multiple studies from Harvard, Johns Hopkins, and Mount Sinai, and all of those studies have raised concerns about prenatal acetaminophen exposure. We've got Harvard and Boston Children's Hospital that found that higher acetaminophen levels in umbilical cord blood were associated with a significant increase of autism and ADHD symptoms later in childhood. We've got Johns Hopkins University that published data showing that prolonged Tylenol use during pregnancy correlated with developmental issues and behavioral problems in children. We've got Mount Sinai that led a major meta-analysis pulling dozens of studies finding consistent evidence linking heavy prenatal Tylenol exposure with higher risk of neurodevelopmental disorders. And so this isn't MAGA, it's not politics, this is peer-reviewed science. And yet the left has become so incredibly deranged, so consumed by their hatred of Donald Trump that they can't even process information rationally anymore. If the government says it when Joe Biden is in office, well then treat it as the gospel truth. Don't question a single element of it. Just do it blindly. Poke as many of those damn needles in your arm as you can get, and that's called trusting the science, right? But if Donald Trump is president, they automatically assume that the information is false. And that's not skepticism, that's not critical thinking, that's dangerous. Speaking of dangerous misinformation, dangerous medical misinformation, which the left was obsessed with back during the pandemic, well, if anything, that's what the left-wing reaction is here. Because you've got actual studies from some of the top medical universities showing the potential connection and risk, and then you've got all kinds of leftoids all over social media telling people, no, don't trust the president, don't trust what he's saying. And look at the result. People are now doing things that are legitimately dangerous. If anything, this is 10 times bigger of a scandal than the whole bleach thing from Donald Trump's first term. Quote, they took completely out of context and then blew out of proportion and claimed that Donald Trump did all kinds of damage, which obviously was not true. Well, that's exactly what this is, except this time it's real. The left is essentially telling pregnant women, keep doing it. Ignore the health experts, ignore the studies, and that could potentially be causing prenatal issues. That is insanity. And this right here is proof that Trump derangement syndrome is a real thing. It's a real diagnosable thing, if you ask me. And obviously, this is TDS at its most destructive. It's not just mean tweets anymore. It's not just screaming at the sky, or these days screaming into your phone while sitting in a car. No, this is literally hurting people. The real danger in this country isn't the things that Donald Trump says. It's the left's refusal to hear, the left's refusal to engage, critically think, to absorb information rationally. They've lost the frickin' plot, and what more proof do you need? Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.